6, 7, 8. Hello, everyone. I am Dana Michelle Woods, and I am so excited to be with you this evening. You know, I've been coming on here for several days now, and I have to say, it's been exciting. It has been exciting to share some golden nuggets with you that is going to help transform your life. So I hope that you enjoy today. Not hope, I know you're going to enjoy today's video. Well, today we're going to talk about hope and particularly self-hope. And I chose this because it ties into the event that's coming up next week, and that is the Be You, Do You, and Live You experience. But guess what? We're kicking it off in January, but this is my signature event. We'll do this every single month. People from around the world, so you got to speak it into existence. People from around the world are going to be coming just to spend time with me as well as others and my team as we come and really help people become their best self and help them remove the barriers that has been hindering them from stepping into their best self and so forth. So I'm excited about that. But right now, it is about self-help. And the question is, got self-help? That's the question. So let's remember, do a couple of things for me before I get into giving you a golden nugget. There's an exchange here. I'm going to give you some wonderful information. It's going to educate you, empower you, and encourage you. And I want you to comment, what was the one takeaway for you? 2, I want you to share. And 3, I want you to like it as well. And then, of course, remember, click on the description and you'll see more about this information. We have some special gifts for you. So what you can do is just click in the link there, and it has all of our links there to free. I got a free webinar you can take. I have some PDFs that you can download for free, as well as you can register for our Thursday webinars that happens, and as well as other things. So many good things that we have for you to really help you professionally and personally. We got you covered. So you're going to enjoy that information as well. So listen, got self-help? That's the question. And the reason why I chose this is because we can have hope, which is a feeling of expectations or desire. That's what hope means, a feeling of expectations or desires. We can have an expectation from others, but remember, I'm only talking about you. All I've been doing these last few days, just talking about you, because I want the emphasis this year to be about you. And then beyond this year, I want you to always keep yourself first, because it's important that you keep yourself first. Don't put yourself last any longer. It's time to put you in the first gear, the first position. Okay, so that's my challenge to you right there. But getting back to what I was saying earlier, we always tend to have an expectation from our husband, our children, our boss, the company, maybe our spiritual place that we go to. There's an expectation that we have from them. But we never look inwardly and say, what are my expectations for myself? And that still ties into what the definition of hope is, a feeling of expectation or desires. And a lot of times, the reason we don't expect anything for ourselves, we never take the time to say, what do I expect from myself this year? Forget about 2023, 2024. No, what about right now? What are my expectations? And then someone used the word that I really want you to kind of get in your head is what is the hope that you have for you? When was the last time you hoped for something for yourself? I hope my daughter gets into her school of choice. I hope my son, he marries a wonderful woman. I hope for others. But where is the self-help? Where is your hope? Is there anything that you're dealing with that's really trying to steal your hope from you? Is there anything that you are facing that you don't want nobody to know? That day by day, your hope would start off on a good level, but you can see that you're almost at that danger point. You know how when you're driving your car, I know in my car it does this, and I imagine everybody's car is like this, but let's just say mine. In my car, which I love, is that it says to me, without me, it doesn't say my name. That would be awesome. It doesn't say my name, but it gives me an indicator. It makes a beeping sound when my car gets to 50 miles. left in the fuel tank. And it will make this sound, plus it will flash a color. And I think it's like a light yellow color. So that way it's not distracting from when I'm driving, but when I see it, I know what that means. And it's telling me you're going to run empty, which means that your car is going to stop. It doesn't matter where it's going to be. It could be on a busy highway. It could be on a deserted road. It could be, before I can't even start the car to get into the car, to go anywhere. It could be anywhere. And so the car is giving information signals is telling me you have 50 miles left. That's why we made a sound. That's why we gave you a color. And so not 3 points, just 2 things it gave me. It's up to you. And it actually says a warning. So it gave me 2 warnings. Here's the sound and here's the color. And it's up to me to know what to do with that information. And can I tell you, I have driven my car to the point where I had only 7 miles of gas left in the car. That is a poor excuse. Do you know how I put myself in danger? But here's the clincher. I was really counting on that number being accurate. What if there was a malfunction in my car and that 7 really was 0? I assumed because it told me I had 50 miles left before the gas tank would be empty, I thought that was correct. I assumed when I got to 7 miles, that was correct. But what if it was wrong? I put so much confidence in the car indicator that I never thought this could not be correct at all. And I never want you to get to a point in your life where you're running on empty, where there are warning signs. Oh my God, it's like all over the place. It's more than 2 warnings that you no longer have a hope in you. You no longer have an expectation about yourself. You no longer have a desire. The last time I desired something, it didn't happen. So you gave up on yourself. You quit. You said, what's the point? I hope my marriage was going to last. We went to counseling. We went to talk to the pastor. We talked to the rabbi. We talked to the priest. We did everything. And it still fell apart. I even fasted, hoping my marriage would not crumble, but it did. And I believe I was a good wife. I can hear the husband say, I believe I was a good husband. It's not always the wife's fault. It's not always the husband's fault. It is somebody's fault. But I don't want us to always think it's one particular gender versus the other. Excuse me. Because anyone can be at fault. And so you have that situation. You're thinking, okay, well, why even try? I hope that my kid would get into the college of their choice. My child worked their tail off, and they still got rejected. I hope that I would not get downsized, and we did get downsized, making sure everything is good here. Perfect. Okay, just saw something flash on my screen right there. I wasn't the last one in. The last one was the first one out when they're getting ready to cut back on the job. But I've been there for 20 years, still adding value. They just gave me a wonderful praise. Just got a wonderful raise, and everything was going great. And I just cannot believe that this is happening. I don't understand. Why me? Or, you feel something on your body and you're like, oh my goodness, maybe it's nothing. And so you kind of put it aside, and then it kind of gets a little bit worse, and you're like, what's happening? And you go to the doctor, and you've gone all your life. You're 50 years old, never been in the hospital, never had any issues, never even really had a cold. And all of a sudden now you have an ailment that can be something serious where you have to be hospitalized, you have to go through surgery. And you're thinking, now at this age, I can't believe this. So there's so many things that can come at you to steal your hope. But I want to encourage you today, listen, I don't care what it is. I'm working on a project right now, and and all of a sudden things are popping up to get me to give up on myself. Things are popping up to get me to lose my hope. Everything's popping up to get me to get frustrated. Things are popping up for me to say, it's just easy for me just to stop. To stop and just chill. But you don't get the reward when you stop. You don't get the reward when you chill. And I want the reward. I want the payday from all this hard work. I want to see it. Don't you want the payday from your hard work? I remember we were interviewing someone for an assistant position in my company, and the lady was talking about her, her encounter with her former, I think it was a former boss of hers. She said, and the lady said, "Oh, you remind me so much of her." And this is what she said. She says, "I love what the lady's drive was. She said, I love what her why was for her company. And every company should have a why. We have a why in my company. So every company should have a why they do what they do." She says, but when it came down to paying her, she didn't have the money. I like what she was doing, but she couldn't pay. Or you do the work and she couldn't pay you for the work. And when that young lady left my office, she wasn't the right candidate for us. But when she left my office, you know what I said to myself? I said, Lord, let that never be me. I did say, Lord, that wasn't an accident. I'm not going to delete it. I'm not going to beep it at all. I said, Lord, let that never be me. I don't want that ever be said about me. You come to my house, I need you to do some work in my house. I'm not going to nickel and dime you. How much is the floors? The floors are $5,000. Okay, here you go. I want to hire somebody for an event for the day or whatever, and we say $250. At the end of the day, I don't want to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you $100 because I really didn't make enough money. No. You said $250, I'll give you $250. You have to mean what you say and say what you mean. So that's why I want to talk to you that you got hope. Don't lose your self-hope. Don't have more hope for others than you have for yourself. You got to have self-help. That's important. That's crucial. Oh my goodness, that's crucial. Because everything's predicated on it. When you stop hoping in yourself, hoping for your own life, guess what? It's a done deal. You're not going to have it. You're not going to want to do anything. You're not going to show up for your family right. You're not going to show up for your career right. You're not going to show up in your marriage. Why? Because you no longer have a desire. There's no longer expectation. Every day I expect something amazing to happen in my life. Has there ever been a day where I didn't get that amazing? Yeah, but guess what? I'm still going to have an expectation. I am never going to give up on Dana. And you have to have that same conviction about yourself. I am never going to give up on myself. I am never going to throw in the towel on me. Because I have to be the cheerleader in my life. I have to be the number one person in my life. I have to be the one that always encourages myself. And listen, I'm not denying what's taking place in society. I know variants here and everyone is getting worse. And what if we have to go back to a nation shutdown? Oh my goodness. What happens if we have to wear masks the rest of our lives? What is going on? And so I know that you have concerns. Absolutely. We're going to have concerns for the rest of our life. We're going to have things that we're going to face with. Companies are going to always hire. Companies are going to always downsize. Companies are going to always merge. Companies are going to always acquire. Companies are going to start up businesses. There are going to be certain industries that are going to do better than the others. Certain industries are going to go away because why? Because technology or the demand for that particular industry is no longer needed. It's going to happen. We have to learn to evolve. We have to learn to be flexible, adaptable, and so forth. We have to be. I have a free webinar. Click on the link in the bottom where it talks about the five skills women need to return back to work. I just did that because I was marketing towards women. But guess what? Those 5 essential skills can be for anybody to use, to apply in their life. Doesn't have to be in your career. Doesn't have to be in a business owner. It can be in anything. You need these. Later, I named them. I'm getting excited. I always do that. Later, I call it the 5 essential skills. That's what it really is. These are the 5 essential skills. I'm not going to give them to you. I only gave you 1. Actually, I gave you 2. You got to get the other 3 by watching the webinar. And it's free. Click on the link below, right? So here is the thing I want to challenge you. So before you go to bed tonight, I want you to think, have I stopped expecting good things in my life? Have I stopped expecting me to be a good person? Maybe I messed up. Maybe I did something that was horrible. And that really kind of made people define me. And I no longer feel good about myself because of the bad choice that I made. Get your hope back. If I lost my hope, how do I get my hope back? First, it starts here in your mind. And it starts with you saying, you know what? I apologize to myself for the wrong that I did to myself and to others. And I make a vow to myself that I'm going to do better. And I'm never going to give up on us. I'm going to give up on myself again. Never going to let it happen. And make that statement in the mirror so you can see yourself. Let me say us for a second. So you can see yourself. It starts with you having a conversation with you. You're not off or, mentally have mental issues because you talk to yourself. No, talk to yourself in the mirror. Apologize to yourself in the mirror. And then make a bold declaration. You know what? This is what we're going to do going forward. This is what I'm going to do going forward. I'm going to make sure that I don't have a negative self-talk about myself. I'm going to make sure that I always see myself in a positive light. And if I make a mistake, I'm going to own that mistake right then and there. I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to look around, hope nobody don't see it. No, if I make the mistake, whether somebody's looking or not looking, I'm going to own it. And I'm going to be intentional every single day to show up for my life. I'm not showing up for my kids. Oh, I know I'm going to get in trouble with that one. I'm not showing up because of my marriage. I'm not showing up because of my responsibility. I'm showing up because I only have one life to be me. I only have one life to do me. I only have one life to live me. Because guess what? This year, it is about me. I'm working on me. I'm investing in me. I'm not saying, cast everybody aside and don't think of everyone. But a lot of times, majority of us, we have put somebody else in position number one. I wrote a book called Stop Running Your Business Like a Hobby. I think that's what it was. The very first book that I ever published. And I put in there the 24-hour wheel, life wheel. And the 24-hour day wheel is what it's called. And how you spend your time. And the majority of us, this is pre-COVID. This book is like at least 7, 8, 10 years old. And in the wheel itself, the 24-hour wheel, we spend more time working than we do with our family. You think about it. 7 days a week. 5 of those days, you're working your job. Most people do not work 8 hours. They work a little bit more than 8. And then they make us come home, relax with the family, eat, and so forth. But then when everybody's asleep and everybody's doing their own thing, they're going to plug back in and do some more work. And then some people work on the weekend. So they're not really spending 10 hours a day with their family. So then you have Saturday and Sunday. Most people have activities, chores, shopping, and so forth. You're not spending that much time with your family. And then it showed a slither of time that you put towards yourself. People came with this self-care Sunday. No, how about self-care 7 days a week? If it's someone giving yourself 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, in a 24-hour period, you did nothing for you. In a 24-hour period, you did not take on, whether it's reading a book or, pampering yourself, getting your favorite drink, something that was just for you, where you would just maybe been still for like 20 minutes for yourself, or you gave all your time to everybody else. And when you do that, you run the risk of burning yourself out. You run the risk of what? Of not only a burnout, but also getting to a point where, you no longer have any energy for you. Now you want to spend 20 minutes, but you're so tired, you don't have time. You only have 20 minutes. You're exhausted. And sleeping is not your reward. Everybody is rewarded. Everybody gets sleep. So don't look at sleep as, that my reward is I get a good night's sleep. No. That's like giving your wife a vacuum cleaner for Christmas present. That vacuum cleaner serves the house. Anyone can use the vacuum cleaner. That's not a gift that's really designed for her and her alone. And when you do self-care every single day, it's just for you. It's not for anybody else. It's for you. So got hope? Got self-hope? You may have hope, or when I say hope, meaning with expectation, but do you have it for yourself? So I want to encourage you, look at how did you get to the point where you no longer expected anything good from your life? So what you failed, so what you missed the mark, so what things didn't go the way you intended. Guess what? Keep forging ahead. I am so reminded of, I think his name is Bell, when he created the phone. And I think it's on the 17th invention is when he got it. And I bet he probably didn't think it was going to take 17 times. He might have thought, I'm going to get it the first time. Maybe the second. Possibly the third. But not 17 times. I wish we could talk to him and say, when you failed the first time, and I bet you were excited, I bet you told so many people about it, but when you failed, I just want to know, how did you feel? Did people laugh at you? How did you have the strength to say, okay, you know what, let's try again. Now this is number 2. And then you fail again on number 2. What gave you the confidence, the courage? What gave you the hope in yourself to go past 10 inventions and fail? To go past number 13 and fail? How far were you willing to go to make it happen? Because you knew, I'm on to something, I just don't have all the information. And you need to be the same way. You're on to something. You may not have all of the information, you may not have all the pieces, but you're on to something. That's why you have to always have a self-hope. Don't have more expectation, more desire for anyone else than yourself. That's like loving your kids, but you don't love you. Woo, that's deep. That's off. And so I'm going to challenge you tonight. Not fussing at you, to challenge you. I want you to be you so much, so bad. Why? Because you're good enough to be you. And you have what it takes to be you. You have the capacity. You don't have to be like nobody else. I remember I was in church one time and a lady had on the same dress that I had on. I'm not talking about a version of it. No, it was the same dress, a different size. She was a little smaller than myself. And I looked at her and she looked at me, and guess what? We didn't like roll our eyes and walk away and was like, look at, and then begin sizing each other up. You know, we said, good taste, and we laughed, and we just kept it moving. But I also know of 2 women who at church, different church, wore the same dress. And I remember the one woman said, you're copying my style, and you better stop it. She challenged her in church because they wore the same dress. Their taste was similar. But I'm going to challenge you for you to adjust your taste because I'm insecure. And I don't want you to be insecure. I want you to be secure in who you are. The only way someone can only have something exclusive is if you have someone make you something exclusive. And you create your own pattern, and you have forbidden them. They signed an agreement not to duplicate that outfit. That is the only way that you would have something that's an original. But guess what? You are an original. That's why you don't need to be nobody else. You are imitating somebody else when you take on somebody else's persona and attitude and beliefs, and you try to copy, how they talk, how they walk. Because you don't believe that you're good enough. You are good enough. But I'm dark-skinned. And so what? She's Caucasian. She's brown. She's a Latino. She's Asian. So what? Awesome. Embrace who you are. Well, I'm not comfortable. When you're a black woman, you get a lot of stares, a lot of stereotypes. Everybody has a stereotype, regardless of color, gender, religious affiliation, and so forth. Somebody's going to try to put you in a box. So because they're going to put you in a box, you want to stop being you? Nah, I don't think so. So got self-help? Tonight, I want you to say, yes, I got it. I'm going to talk to myself differently. I'm going to see myself differently. And I'm never, ever going to think I am not good enough, because you are. What if people don't accept you? Rejection comes with life. It's only people who don't think that rejection can happen. Not to me. I'm so kind. I'm so nice. I'm so pleasant. Why would someone not want to be my friend? Why would they not want to hire me? Why would they reject me? It comes with life. They could have a lot of reasons, and they could be valid reasons, or they could be not valid. But guess what? Don't reject you. That's the key. Don't reject you. I want you to get your hope back again. What do you expect from yourself? Write down 3 things tonight before you go to bed. I want you to write down, whenever you want to watch this video, I want you right now, take out a piece of paper. And I want you to write, except for you in the car. If you're driving, do this later on, okay? I want you to write down 3 things that you're expecting from yourself. What do you desire? What is it? That's what we cover in self-awareness in the book Self-Discovery 33. That's one of those points. What do you desire? Have you stopped desiring? No, let me start desiring again. And then go after it. But make sure you have the right motive why you want that desire. Make sure you have the right motive why you have that expectation. Because if you have the wrong motive, it's not going to last. You're going to get tired of trying to go after it. I was watching a show last night, and the woman said, you don't go after money. You go after power. I was like, I listened to what she said, and I said, you don't go after power. Because when you know who you are, you know you have power. When you know who you are, you don't have to pretend to be somebody else. When you know who you are, you can respect the process. I'm not on anyone's timetable. No one's pressuring me to get somewhere, be somewhere, do something. Nobody. Why? It's my life. But I don't want to drag my feet in my life. I want to pick up the pace. I want to have a healthy life rhythm for myself, that I can reach my goals. I can reach my destination. I don't want to pick up the pace and go at a pace that I can't handle, that I'm going to tire myself out. I used to run track, I believe it was in elementary school. And I was so focused on, okay, be the first one, trying to, when they said go, I'm exerting all of my energy in the beginning. One, I didn't have technique. One, I didn't understand how to properly race. And so I'm doing it. Whoo, and I'm like, yep, they behind me. And I'm thinking, why are they going like, that's okay, I'm going to beat them to the finish line. And we have to do this, like, go around it 3 times. And I'm like, yep, I'm in front. Ooh, I'm going across the finish line. I'm going to be first. And we get to, like, then all of a sudden, and then he finished the first lap. And all of a sudden, I'm, like, real tired. Then I noticed the people that were behind me that I was like, they were picking up the pace. And then when they got to the 3rd lap, they really picked up the pace. And guess where I was? I was way behind them. I was the one tired. Because I didn't understand. You have 3 laps that you need to run. Talking about 3 laps that you have to run. We just said it right. 3 laps. You don't need to be first coming. No. You want to have a proper breathing. You want to have a proper pace, so that you can give it all you got towards the 3rd. Towards that last lap. There's no need to exert yourself in the first lap. Why? You got 2 more laps to go. And there's no reason for you to exert yourself now. You still got more life to go. That's why you can't stop hoping in yourself, because you have a moment of a setback. No, you keep going. There are times you have to pick up the pace. There are times you're going to have to slow it down. But never stop until you cross over the finish line. We don't stop at the finish line. We cross over the finish line. And if you're the type of person, if I'm not number one, then I'm not going to do it. No, you're always number one here in your mind. But in life, sometimes you're not going to be number one. Just be glad you're in the game. Just be glad that you're doing something amazing. Yes, there's going to be somebody that's going to be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you think the person that is on the Forbes billionaire list who was like number 52, do you think they are worried? Man, I should have been number 1. You're on the list. And guess what? Ooh, this is going to be so good. I love it. I love doing this. I absolutely love doing this. It's okay if you're not on the list, because a list does not define who you are. Sometimes it's good people have to know your business. So you got self-hope? Well, I gave you a few tools for you to implement how to get your hope back. I am Dana Michelle Woods. It has been my honor to serve you tonight. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know you did. I have expectation that you did. Listen, join me at the Be You, Do You, Live You experience. With all of the dates are open for the year. Pick the date that's best for you. Listen, I want you to come in person. I want to see you in person. But we said, Dana, I can't take off, but I can't go right now. But okay, no problem. Then guess what? Get your virtual ticket. This is a hybrid experience. In person and virtual. We got you covered. And most of our events throughout the rest of the year are having that hybrid experience. Because we don't want to leave. I don't want to leave anybody out. So it's a little bit extra work on our part, but that's okay. You're worth the work. You are. So make sure you share the video, give an insight, what you thought. Follow me on Instagram. Hey, Dana Michelle Woods, INTL. You'll see my beautiful face. And so we post some things there, but stay connected to me. Stay connected. Don't let your investment be these free nuggets. No, make the investment. Make the investment. Go to the website. www.budoulive.com. My main website is www.danamwoods.com. And you'll find out more information and what we're doing throughout the rest of the year. Excuse me. And it's going to be amazing. We'll have an amazing year. You are too. So let's stay connected. I want to hear from you. So make sure you put your information in the comments, how these videos are really touching your life and how you're applying the information. I don't want you to watch that. I want what she has on. What lipstick she got on tonight. I don't want you to watch for the wrong reason. I want you to hear that golden nugget that's just for you. So thank you again. And again, it was my honor to serve you tonight. Have a good one.